Good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever time you're watching this video. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got a radio in a couple of weeks ago from one of my viewers. This is a Regency scanner radio. He saw in one of my shows that when I was going through a magazine or something, I said I was interested in getting one of these. This is an old scanner. But what I liked about it from looking at it is it has these LEDs. So it's 20 channels, or 16 channels. And as it scans, the LED will come on. And I'm always fascinated by those blinking lights. So he boxes up and he sent it to me. His name is Roy. And he hadn't used it in quite a few years. Well, I got it. And I plugged it in, I turned it on, and that's what I got. Let me see if I can zoom in here. And I want to thank Roy for going to the trouble of sending me this. You probably can't see it too well, but there's an E there. All there is. And it doesn't scan or anything, it's just an E. Okay. Not a good sign. Then I said, okay, I'm going to turn the volume up, see how the volume is. I can't hear anything. Squelch. Could be that it's squelched. So I went from one end of the squelch scale to the other. Nothing. Now, right now I don't have an antenna hooked up, but I still should hear just noise from the radio when the squelch is open. I'm not. So over here, and let me see if I can zoom. I'm zoomed max. Over here is three functions. Program, PR, scan, SC, and MA for manual. And then down here, whoops, where's my finger? Where are you, Mr. Finger, when I need you? Okay, down here is CL for clear. Clear and interior. And then a numeric keypad. So, first thing I did, when it didn't do anything, is I searched the internet for a manual. This is a model, Regency model ATC-T16K. Could not find a manual. I did find a couple of messages and other things about it, where people had it and they were trying to get it to work. And apparently, over time, this particular model has a problem with the power switch providing power to all parts of the electronics. And you have to go in and rewire the power switch, and apparently it has several wires that come off that switch to various parts of the circuitry. So I thought, maybe that is, because it's kind of working, but kind of not. Again, the E bothers me. So if I hit scan, and again, I don't have an antenna hooked up, and I can do that. I've got one right here. It takes this kind of connector, so I do have an antenna for it, so I'm going to plug it in right now. So that the antenna is not going to stand up very well, because it's not a tight fit, so it might fall down. So I'm going to hit scan. I haven't programmed anything. And it just goes to the next channel. Went from channel 1 to channel 2. Hit scan again, goes to the next. So it's just going there and stopping. Now, if I, and these buttons down here will do the selecting of the channel. So I'm going to push 1. Takes me back to channel 1. Now, I'm going to hit the program button. Don't know if this is going to show up. Okay. Good news is it displays a frequency, 162.550. Every channel, the 16 channels, all have that frequency programmed in them. Again, it's probably telling me something. I'm not sure what. So I did find an answer to someone's question of how you program this thing. And it's fairly simple to program it. So I went through and I programmed the channel. I programmed it to 162.450. I saw that it got entered. I hit the manual button to select that frequency, played with the volume and the squelch. No audio. No audio. Still no audio. Now I can hear a little clicking sound right there. Right at the beginning of the volume. You can hear a little clicking sound. So the speaker is working. There's some volume. The squelch doesn't seem to do anything. What else? Oh, you can also do a search over a range. And I read the instructions how to do that. So I tried to do a search. I put in starting frequency and stopping frequency. That worked. I hit the search button. Right. SP is for search program, and SS for search. Didn't search. I then turned everything off, and I had hooked up. It has a backup battery. I'd hooked up a backup battery, an 9-volt battery. Didn't seem to help anything. So I turned everything off, took the battery out, and proceeded to open it up. And I could get the main cover, which you take 4 screws out of the bottom, and this front slides out with all the electronics. And I was able to do that, and I got down inside. Didn't give you really much access, but I could actually see these controls over here. And so I got some detox spray and sprayed those controls. I couldn't really get to those controls because there was a metal panel on the back of them preventing me from getting them to them. So I wasn't able to check the wiring of the power switch, for instance. I looked at all the other electronics. It all looked clean. I didn't see any burnt components or anything. Put it all back together, no change. No change whatsoever. So I have failed to get this to work. And it's a shame because it's got 16 channels. I don't have a manual, so I don't know the frequency ranges that you can use. If anybody has a manual, I know, or can find someplace I can get one, let me know. It appears to not be working, and it seems to be a similar problem with other people's radios of this model, that they stop working and they're kind of partially working, and the indication is part of the circuitry is not getting power. And other parts are, so those parts are working. I could not find a reset button to reset the microcontroller. Thought that might be what the E is telling me, is that the microcontroller is corrupted, and many times you can do a reset and that will fix it. So I can turn it back on here. Now I didn't get the E this time. As a matter of fact, it came back up where I left off. That's a good sign. So I am able, okay, so I'm in the program mode, and I believe what you do is you hit, okay, I'm going to hit 2. If you hit a channel, they all got 162.550 in them right now, and I put in 162.450, and then you hit program again, I think. No, you hit the channel again, and it goes in. It's now, you can't see it probably, but it's now displaying 162.450, which is a local NOAA weather frequency that I can receive here on almost any radio. Very strong, very close. Nothing here. No squelch doesn't do anything. Nothing. It is programmed. Now, let's see what happens when I turn the power on. Now, supposedly it's stored that. Although, no, I take that back. I don't have a battery in it right now. So I cannot tell you, or show you, whether it's stored or not. I have done that with a battery, and it didn't save it. I'll tell you that. So, unfortunately, I want to thank Roy for sending me this. It's pretty heavy, so He had some expense with mailing it to me, and he triple boxed it. I mean, his packing job was unbelievable. So I'm sure nothing happened to it in shipment. It was just that he took it out of storage, didn't turn it on, and he sent it to me, assuming that it still worked, because it worked when he put it away. So, don't know where to go from here. If you got any suggestions or you're familiar with this guy, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can send me an email to TRRS73@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm doing shows that you enjoy, and I really appreciate you people sending me stuff to review on my show, even if it doesn't work. All right. Bye-bye.